Bueno, que me encanta hacer, me gusta leer, me gusta tener espacios tranquilos para cuidarme, para consentirme, me agrado.
Y bueno, cuéntanos un poco de ti. ¿Tienes hijos? ¿Quieres tener más hijos?
No, no tengo hijos. Bueno, creo que el tema de los hijos hay que pensarlo bien antes
Habría que
sí,
analizarlo.
habría que pensarlo antes.
Joana, la idea es conocer más de ti y vamos a hacer 3 preguntitas. Vamos a sacar 3 papelitos. La idea es que los leas y los respondas. ¿Listo?
Listo.
Empecemos con el primero.
Ay, qué nervios. ¿Qué tipo de música te gusta escuchar? Bueno, me gusta escuchar dependiendo del estado de ánimo. Es decir, si de pronto estoy un poquito triste, me gusta escuchar algo que me motive. Y de pronto si busco un poco de paz, de serenidad, algo más tranquilo.
Pero, por
Algo
ejemplo, ¿qué tipo de música así que tú dijeras podría ponerla normalmente en un día que estoy
Ay, me
tranquila?
encanta
¿Qué te
la
gusta?
salsa.
La
Me
salsa.
encanta
¿Y
la
te gusta
salsa.
bailar
Me
también?
encanta bailar también. Me motiva, eso me motiva bastante.
Bueno, muchos caballeros aquí no bailan, pero yo creo que estarías dispuesta a enseñar,
Claro
¿cierto?
que sí, claro que sí.
Me encanta eso. Miremos a ver la siguiente preguntita.
¿Qué buscas en la agencia? Bueno, pues es un poco obvio, pero entiendo que tiene que ver con el tipo de persona que
Sí,
está
el tipo de
buscando. Bueno, hombre que sea honesto, que sea muy buen conversador, que tenga muy buen sentido del humor. Eh, Creo tener buen sentido del humor, entonces ese sería como un punto afín con la otra persona. Bueno, se pone más exigente la pregunta. Suponiendo que ya estás en una relación, ¿cómo sorprenderías a tu pareja? Ay, pero ya no sería sorpresa, pero
Bueno, pero luego se le agrega otra cosita.
sí, un extra. Y bueno, con una cena, en un sitio muy lindo, con, sí, algún mensaje bien bonito y buena música. Es
Y hablando de cenar, bueno, ¿te gusta cocinar?
Sí, sí, me gusta cocinar, me gusta cocinar, o sea, hacer postres, me gusta mucho el dulce.
¿Qué
Este,
tipo de postre te gusta? ¿Cuál es el postre estrella para ti?
ay, de 3 leches, me gustan los postres que son así como,
Flan.
sí, así, ese tipo así muy húmedos, muy rico.
Ay, chicos, ya saben, si les gusta el dulce, Joana, aquí, aparte de ser una dulce mujer,
Gracias.
les añade un extra dulce con esos postres deliciosos, ¿cierto? Joana, cuéntanos un poco de tu familia. Para ti es importante tu familia. ¿Qué significa tu familia para ti? No sé si ellos viven aquí en Barranquilla contigo o
Bueno,
es la relación.
actualmente vivo con mi mamá y mi hermana, gracias a Dios, pues tenemos muy buena relación, tenemos muy buena comunicación y bueno, eso es súper importante, el apoyo de la familia en todas las cosas y lo más importante es que tenemos muy buena relación.
Y me imagino que el hombre que llegue a tu vida también tiene que tener esa buena relación con tu familia, ¿cierto?
Sí, es importante, claro.
Y más que todo porque para las colombianas no es por nada, pero yo diría que para la mayoría la mamá es una de las personas más importantes que
Sí.
tenemos, ¿cierto?
Así es, muy afectuoso con la familia.
Pero entonces, Joana, también te pregunto por eso mismo, ¿tú estarías dispuesta, digamos, si encontraras a alguien, a un hombre que te ame, un hombre que tú digas, yo también me enamoré y me siento súper bien con él, a mudarte a otro país con esta persona, a empezar una nueva vida con él?
Bueno, yo creo que eso depende de muchas cosas, del trabajo de él, de mi trabajo. Pienso que antes de tomar esa decisión habría que revisar muchas cosas, seguro, sentirse que pues vamos a estar en un espacio en el cual tanto él como yo nos podamos desarrollar como personas. Y
Sí.
eso.
Entiendo, sí, porque hay cosas que también se van hablando en el camino, ¿cierto?
Exacto, exacto. Así es.
Joana, bueno, un último mensaje que te gustaría darle a los caballeros que están viendo este video.
Bueno, que el caballero afortunado, el caballero bueno, que logra encontrar una chica en esta isla, de verdad que va a ser muy afortunado porque pues las colombianas somos muy queridas, muy afectuosas, muy dadas a la familia. Cuando quieren, quieren de verdad.
Me encanta, Joana. Muchas gracias por ese mensaje tan hermoso y espero también tú puedas encontrar ese maravilloso caballero que sea muy afortunado de conocerte.
Gracias.
Que estés muy bien. Begin this 2024 to fulfill your purpose of finding your ideal partner. Be part of our upcoming single Latin tour in Barranquilla. It starts this January 25. Let yourself be carried away by the sweetness and charm of the women of Barranquilla. Learn and have fun with their culture, their city, and their beautiful ladies. Enjoy 2 nights of speed dating, where you will meet hundreds of beautiful Colombian women. Submit your order in barranquilladating.com. Includes accommodation in a comfortable 4-star hotel, 7, 10, or 14 dates, and our matchmakers will help and guide you through the whole process of finding a partner. Contact us at our Phoenix office, +1 602 5538 178, or our manager in Barranquilla, Claudia, +5 73022881962. Write us at info@afacolombia@gmail.com. Come to Barranquilla and discover love with a foreign affair.
Hello, gentlemen. Good evening. It's Wednesday. Welcome to the Latin show. My name is Maria. I'm your host for tonight, and I'm very happy to welcome you here. And yeah, this is the show about dating in Colombia, Latin America, and in this part of the world. And I'm happy to be tonight with you, and we're going to talk about, let me give you a quick overview what we are going to talk about. Basically, as you already saw, we're going to talk a little bit about Barranquilla because we do have our tour coming up next week, and we also going to talk about Medellin. So let's say half. It's more about Medellin actually tonight than Barranquilla. So, but we're going to talk about both a little bit. Barranquilla, we have still spots left for our tour next week. So if some of you are still spontaneous looking to get out of the cold, because I know in a lot of places it's quite cold, it's snowing, and a little bit of a summer, sea, ocean breeze, beautiful women, good vibes. Maybe some of you saying, I really need that. The winter's going to be really long. I know that some of our Canadians and some of other Europeans, Northern Europeans, and also Northern Americans might say, yeah, that is exactly me. I do need to get out of that weather. So Barranquilla is actually going to be amazing next week. Looking forward to it. And Manuela will be there, Claudia, Wendy, myself, Patricio, Sergio, Maria Fernanda. We have a lot of people, obviously all of our translators, matchmakers, and it's going to be amazing. We have socials going on, we have activities going on, we have finished finally our agenda. I'm sorry for the delay this time a little bit, but we have been updating and we're going to do a little different activities next time. And so there will be a little bit different footage. And I think it's going to be amazing. I love Barranquilla, especially this time year round. The weather is amazing. There's a breeze. It's warm. It's beautiful. The vibe is amazing because we're getting into the carnival. Carnival is actually the week after. I don't want to lie to you, or 2 weeks after, but I think the week after that is already the carnival celebration starting. So if you can stay 2 weeks, 3 weeks, coming in the next month to Barranquilla, if you cannot make it on the tour and go on dates and help talk with Claudia. You all met Claudia in the last two shows. She's our main matchmaker, office manager in the Barranquilla office. So she's amazing. You met her, you saw her, you saw our women from Barranquilla. So hopefully you're going to get motivated to take a trip to that city, meet these people, meet these women, because they're really, really, really lovely people in Barranquilla. I'm looking forward to be there and celebrate next weekend with you. And I want to get also to a little bit more, maybe deeper thing or more serious, because we're also having Medellin coming up next month. And obviously we have a tour next month, which we're looking forward to, which is always Medellin. Our last Medellin tour, we had a blast. It was one of our best and most beautiful and biggest tours we had, and we were very successful. We had a lot of couples. We actually have prepared, so I didn't tell you what we're doing tonight. So what do we have to prepare? Sorry, I just got right into it. So we have to prepare a little bit because Medellin was in a couple of news right now. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about safety benefits using an international matchmaking service, because it's very different using our service. And I always talk about, and John talks about, and Anna and everybody talks about why there is a difference in using maybe dating apps or maybe self-organized dating sites in different countries and what is the difference between an international matchmaking service and yeah, helping you feeling you more safe because some of you have reached out to us and yeah, I'm going to address that for a moment, giving you some tips as well about what to do in Medellin. And in general, it's an amazing city, amazing people, and I really recommend you going to Medellin. It is amazing. So maybe some of you guys, I know that some of you guys watching this show have been to Medellin with us or without us, but maybe with us on a tour, on a date, individual, on a elite club. If you can maybe comment tonight and just share your experience how Medellin was for you guys. I would really appreciate you putting some positive feedback here, or also negative, obviously, if you have. But I imagine most of you have positive experience because, as I said, I got to Medellin. It was basically my first city in Colombia, and I was blown away. It was 10 years ago. It was not safer 10 years ago than it is now. And I was a woman traveling by myself. And so if I was able to do it 10 years ago at age of 24, you would be able to do the same. So let me get a little bit into Medellin. We're going to also show you more women from Medellin, two beautiful women from our agency who are subscribed with us, Tatiana and Elizabeth. I also have a couple prepared for you, a testimonial from one of our beautiful couples who met on the last tour and are very happy. She's from Medellin. And I have another topic prepared. I don't know if we get to it because we have quite a bit to talk about tonight, is how to handle cultural differences. But if we don't get into that, then we're going to talk about that next time. We always try to give you every week a show of value for you with new things, with tips, with topics to talk about. And so we always want to help you in being successful here in dating in Latin America. And so I hope we get into the differences. But first of all, I would like to talk about the safety benefits. And as I said, I really would appreciate you guys giving some comments. How was your time in Medellin? If you were in Medellin, did you meet great people through us? Did you have a good experience? What were the women like you were meeting through our services? Maybe you have a couple of comments. So let me dive right into the thing, right? So I always, when I recommend going to Colombia, I always tell you guys, Medellin for dating is amazing because the women are very beautiful and very great and very open, very nice, like very approachable. They want you to feel at home, like Medellin. The people are just really cool people, really nice people. That's why it is also one of the most, I think it won the award a couple of years ago for the most innovative city in the world, because it's really upcoming, progressing. I was talking to Manuela today and she was like, Maria, I'm so angry. I'm so pissed off because I love my city. It's such an amazing place. And there are a couple of bad people where they're all over the world. And now it's like in the bad news and people have to be careful. And I said, yeah, Manuela, don't worry. There's always like, guys, if I would have listened to the website of the safety department of Germany, I would have never been traveled to that. I never would have been going to, I would have never went, I think that's the right grammar, to Latin America. And never to Ecuador, never to Colombia, never to Guatemala, never to Honduras, never to Mexico, never to Panama, never to Costa Rica, never to ever to any of those countries. And I've been to all of them, and for several times, for months, even I lived in lots of them. And every country, like the US, like other cities, especially because cities have problems, right? And so depending what you do, where you are, where you like, how you move yourself, you can obviously be safe or not safe. I mean, there's a lot of common sense, right? And so, but obviously dating, you're more vulnerable maybe than just being in a normal travel environment because you're opening yourself to meet people, to really be with locals. And believe me, the Colombian locals in the Medellin, the Paisas are just great people. But you have to be a little bit careful, right? Not trust everybody, not go to places, not take go to a lot of party. Look to the people you talk to. If you have very attractive women coming to you, hitting on you in bars, in the street, you know that they are working girls. It's not illegal here, and you have to be careful. So, and now talking a little bit about what is the difference using our service and using other services, or using just a website, or just using a app, right? In my country, Germany, you can use apps, dating apps, for meeting. I mean, I have my best friend. She met her boyfriend. They have a child together. They're together for 5 years. They're very happy. They met through Tinder, right? So there are a lot of great places to meet through apps. And there are a lot of different apps and a lot of different websites, right? There are in Colombia, there are different self-organized websites where you pay less, but you save a couple of dollars, but you don't have any safety measurements, really, right? And so in countries like in Germany and other parts of the world, you can go to different apps, you can meet people, but anyway, you have to be like in times before when you go in a bar and you meet people on the street or you met them on the bar. You also let your parents know, your friends know, or anybody know where you're at, what you're doing, who you're meeting. You just didn't believe anybody just blindly, right? And that doesn't change. So there are countries where definitely it's easy and no problem and safe to do so. Colombia is not that country. You have to be a little bit careful because obviously being a foreigner, coming from a different country, having a certain status, obviously you're very attractive for a lot of people. Some are very religious, like they want to meet you, have a good time, make you feel at home and just welcome you. Some obviously might want to take advantage of you. Most don't. But if you give papaya, if you give like the opportunity, and if you put yourself in those places, it can go wrong, right? And so I would definitely recommend you date in Colombia. I would definitely recommend you date in Medellin. But be clear in what you're looking for and don't get distracted by the beauty, by all those amazing women who are very accessible, who don't mind any age difference, etc., where there are parties involved, where there are penthouses involved, where there are private parties involved, where you get invited to people where you don't know. You have to be careful, right? Those is common sense for me, and obviously that is something really to take care of, right? When you go to any country where you're going to meet people. So now you want to date, right? So what are you going to do, and why is it so much better using an international premium matchmaking service? That's what we're promoting here, than just any other thing, right? So first of all, profile verification. We do verify men and women. Everybody is registered with an ID in our website and in our database, right? The women come into the office, they talk personally. We have offices. So that is another thing. Where do you find somebody who has offices? Where do you find somebody talk to face to? If you have a problem, I'm not saying everything will be perfect, right? You still do international dating. There can be challenges, but we help you. You call us, we call her. If you have a problem, I had a client, like when was that, last year, one of my VIPs, I had to solve a problem. They matched, they went into vacation to Morocco, South Africa. They were far away and she didn't have any money on her, and they got in a fight and they didn't want to stay together. You know, it was not my responsibility because they were matched. They were a couple. They did their thing, right? It was 6 months, 3 months after he worked with me. So it was not really my responsibility. But she called me crying. She didn't know what to do. He called me. He was angry, didn't know what to do. So I obviously helped between the two to solve the problem. He gave her some money so that she can go to Colombia. The problem was solved. Everybody was happy. But they didn't know how they couldn't talk to each other. They were really angry, whatever. You know, it wasn't my cup of tea, let's say. But obviously I want everybody to be happy. And where do you get that? So starting with that, right? But then now let's just go with the profile verification. Where do you know what is the woman who is that person, right? So with us, what do the women do, and the men too, before you go on a date? The woman register with an ID. So maybe you guys, I don't know if I just entered into the thing, maybe some of you haven't heard, some haven't heard, but the US government is not recommending really going to the US dating using dating apps. That is what is the subtitle here. And so what I want to say, women who register with us, they register with their ID. There are several instances in the register process. So she goes to the office or she reaches out to us and says, I want to participate. She has to fill in a form. She has to send her ID. We ask her for her social media. We usually have her Facebook. We usually have her Instagram, one of the two or even the two. We usually ask for a second or a third phone number from her friend, from her mom. So we have referral contacts from her. We have her address. We have her job. we have her WhatsApp, obviously, and we have a lot of things, and obviously her ID, right? So there's a lot of things we're already in the verification process. And then this will be submitted. Then we have another instance who really looks that the person who submitted the profile is really matching the age with the ID. Is she is is the information clear? Are the photos clear? Is that the same person? Is there any, like, is she over 18, obviously, etc., etc. Then we have another person above that who's verifying if that profile maybe comes out in any adult porn site and any adult working site on the internet. So if that's the case, the profile is going to be rejected and not being in our database. So there's a lot of things we're going to verify. That you have to sign an IMBRA form, for example. The woman also gets safety because they're always concerned as well. It's not just you guys. The women are also concerned to meet people from other countries. So they get your information. You have to fill out an IMBRA form that is like your background information. So you have to provide that before she even goes on a date with you, before you even go and exchange phone numbers. So there's a lot of things we do to make sure that you will be fine. We help you organize the dates. We set up the restaurant reservations. We know at what time where you are. You have a date at 6. We know where you are at 6. You can take a translator with you who's going to be with you in the process. So you're not alone. Even if you don't take a translator, you're not alone, because me, Manuela, Claudia, ladies, everybody in this thing will make sure that you'll be fine. We organize the tours. We have the drivers. We do the airport pickup. We know the hotels. We recommend you that. We set up the trip for you, etc., etc. So with us, you have a premium service. You have an extra everything. You have an agency helping you with everything you have to take care of. You're not alone, which is amazing in a country where you don't know anybody. Afterwards, you might not use us and need us anymore because you made friends. You met women. You met people, you made friendships. So next time, maybe you might not reach out to us anymore and say, hey, Maria, can you send me the driver? Or Maria, can you set up the restaurant for me? Or I do need a date. Maybe you don't. But we do that for all the clients, and we do that on the tour. You have the hotel included. It's a very, very, very personalized, very close process where we are with you. Everybody who has been with us, maybe guys, you can comment a little bit. As I said, say there's a huge difference going on your own to Colombia, going to your own, which you also can do. Don't get me wrong. Go to Colombia, have fun, travel, stay in the tourist areas, get recommendations, but go to Colombia. And if you want to date in Colombia, date in Colombia. But try to make sure that you stay. And even if you do want to make the self-service because you want to save a couple of dollars, or that woman sounds amazing and you should want to go there, do it. But when you do that, and also take cautions, like security cautions, right? Let people know where you're going, with who you're going to. As I said, we have an ID. We know her name, her last name, etc., etc. We can find her friends. We know her referrals. It's a very different process and all that, yeah? So in general, obviously, it's good to not to show off in Colombia when you travel. It doesn't matter if you date or not date. Like, I would not use my Rolex. Or if you see the woman, sometimes I saw that the other day, I had a couple who got engaged. One of my elite clients, I was so happy. And, she got the ring. And you could see, when you go out in public, she turns the ring around so that you don't see the diamond, if not only the gold ring. Things like that you don't show off the diamonds, you don't show off the gold, you don't show off the Rolex, you don't show off your phone in the middle of the road, anywhere, whatever, right? But you will see, when you see the locals taking out their phone on the street, you can take out your phone on the streets. But if you see locals don't do anything similar, then don't do any similar, right? And just try to ask questions, ask us, stay with us, talk to the team, talk to everybody. We're here to help you. But please don't be afraid to go to Medellin. It's an amazing city. It's a beautiful place, amazing people. But be careful when everything is I always say, for example, to the tour guys, we go on the social, and then usually they go out after Friday or Saturday evening after the tour. So go out, but don't go out alone. Take one or two of the other guys with you, and take some of the girls from the social with you, right? Because they will also make sure that you stay in the group and go to the right places. Sometimes I had guys say, no, I want to go alone, like maybe not in the social, but the day later or whatever. I want to go alone by myself. And I always say, okay, do that, but I don't really recommend it. I know when he says that, what he's looking for, that I don't recommend it. If you want to do it, do it. And there are some places, and you have to, I told that some guys as well, when you go in a bar by yourself, or if you go with somebody, whatever, don't let your drink, if that is your drink and you're in the bar, don't look in that direction, let the drink here, because there might be somebody putting something in your drink. So always have your drink in front of you and look at your drink. Those things, right? You as a man often don't think about that, because that's usually a thing a lot of women do, because they know I have to take care of my drink, because it could get bad, right? But obviously don't show around a lot of things. Don't look for drugs. Don't look for crazy party. Don't go for working girls. Don't go for crazy penthouse parties where you can get everything for free and included and whatever, like use a certain common sense and don't go crazy. If you don't go crazy at home, then don't go crazy here. And if you go crazy, then go with somebody you trust, and who you can really know that you are in a good environment and a good thing. I love Colombia, amazing country, and I hope you guys get motivated to come here, because you will not regret it. I know you will not regret it. So let me see what you guys are texting here. I can see you're sending some comments in, so I already talked quite a bit. But yeah, so there is a difference between an app and us, right? A service, and a matchmaking service. And apart from safety, obviously, also you get personal recommendations. Some of the new women we might not know personally, totally, but some of the women we do know even we have friends. Marina has a lot of her friends in the database. So lots of the managers and us have friends from friends from friends from friends. So we know that they are great people. And just ask us for recommendations, and just don't believe blindly what the news are telling, and not everything is the same. And just don't, oh, no, I'm not going to Colombia. No, do go to Colombia, but obviously use common sense and use a dating service, a matchmaking service. Okay. Hola, hola, Maria. Hi, Squishy Plums. How are you doing tonight? Hola, hola. Michael is saying, I encourage men to participate on a tour. There are great opportunities. Yes, Michael, thank you very much for encouraging. And the tours are very safe. You have the airport pickup, you have the hotel included, you have the dates included, the reservations included, everything included. So you have to pay, obviously, for the meals on the dates. And if you want a translator, you have to pay that too. But you have a city tour included. We do extra activities. It's very guided. It will be very safe for you. So it's great. Trey is saying, dating apps will have you waking up at the top of ice, missing a kidney in your wallet. Yeah, Trey, it might be. I had another client, interested. He's going to be a client. He's going to actually be an executive client, elite club client. And he was saying, Maria, yeah, I'm intrigued, but I don't know. I found that website in Colombia, which is like, I don't know how much they charge, maybe $30, $40 a month. And there are so many amazing, beautiful women there, and all the profiles he sent me, and he is like 20 years older. Said, yeah, do it, no problem, but be a little bit careful. The type of woman you're looking for, a lot of plastic surgery, very sexy, sending photos and video all the time, etc., etc. Be a little bit careful, but yeah, go for it, right? When you're ready, you're ready. I'm here. Let me know if I can help you. So he just reached out a couple of days ago. We just had a phone call, and he said, Maria, I totally agree with you. I did that for a month and 6 weeks. I have not even been down there, and I can already see how they work my money, how many sexy pictures and everything I get, and what is the strategy behind it. I totally will get lost by myself. I definitely need your help. So I think I think that's great that you saw that. I think you're going to save money, even if you think right now it's a bigger expense, but in the long run, you will save money, because you're not going to make wrong decisions, and you're going to be accompanied in the process then, because you can date beautiful women for a couple of months and lose a lot of money, and then you start again and again and again. And especially when you're 50, 60, 70, 45, whatever, a certain age where you don't want to lose that much time anymore. You just really want that partner. You don't want to invest 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, a lot of money and just a beautiful girl, where you then after 10 months have to start all over. Or worst case scenario, you did a visa, started the visa process and sent her money. And then after, I don't know, a year and a half, you invested your time and your money, and then it doesn't work out. So it has to be somebody who's really interested in you. And I said, yeah, I will help you to find that person, but let's work together and help you, guide you through the process. And I know that you want that beautiful, sexy type. I get it. So guys watching that now, I want that sexy type. I get it. No problem. I know that there are a lot of men who want to be an attractive woman. That's where we are, want to help you, but you will not be alone in that whole manipulation thing, because women are impressive and what women can do and how bad can be a woman if she knows how to do it. I am impressed sometimes what I hear and see. So yeah, getting help in that, I really recommend you that, guys. So, but if you anyway decide to do it on your own, also it's possible, but just be very aware, very careful, and take precautions, okay? Dating apps. If I attend a tour in Barranquilla, Keith is asking, will the matchmaker send my profile to any and all the ladies on my hot list? Yes and no, Keith. So no. As a first of all, the first answer would be no, because you do send your hot list in first to invite the women to the social. So to the women to the social, we're not telling them that you invite them. There are several reasons, because it's going to create a lot of confusion, a lot of stress, a lot of pressure. Imagine you invite now 15 women, and all these 15 women know now you invited them. They all want something from you, maybe some attention. You don't really know if there's a match. So we invite them, but they don't know who invited them, right? It's just we invite, everybody sends a hot list, we invite the women on the hot list, and everybody meets everybody. But obviously afterwards, right, she met you on that social, and then you say, I liked from table number 5, woman Angelica, and I would like to go on a private date with her. So if that's the case, we reach out to Angelica, say, Angelica, hey, Keith wants to go out with you. Are you interested? Obviously, we sent her your profile again, said, this is Keith from yesterday night. You met yesterday. This is him. You remember? Would you like to meet? And then she says yes and no. Usually she says yes. And so, so that is what we do, but they don't know it, because we don't want to put pressure on you, because you never know how it's going to turn out. And then you already have women be jealous of each other because there are 15 of them. So no, they don't know, but obviously later on they know that you invite them, right? Later on you go on a date with them, and then obviously they know. Neil is saying, I have no problems in Medellin, but I stayed in El Centro. Wow. And you stayed in El Centro. That is a good thing to know. I didn't go to Poblado much, since there are a lot more foreigners in Medellin and some of an experience in developing countries. Wow, because the city center of Medellin is actually not really the place I would totally recommend going as a foreigner, if not stay in El Poblado. But if you go to Poblado, don't go too much to party in parquilleras on your own. That would be my recommendation. I mean, you can go parquilleras with friends and get a couple of drinks, but not going to a happy party by yourself with beautiful women alone. And in El Centro, it's not that there are so many working girls. That is true. Also, there are some too. But the center is not that safe, because it's more commercial area, etc. But it's true, there are not that many foreigners there. And even if you stayed at El Centro and you were fine, then all is good. I would recommend you staying in Provenza, Poblado, Laureles, and taking Ubers and taking also transportation apps, right? So I usually take a taxi on the street, haven't had any problems, but Uber can help you also to be a lot more safer, to get one place. Don't walk at night totally by yourself alone, for example. Things like that, right? John Lee, hey John, how you doing? Maria, my lady Juliet got her visa and will be coming next month. Oh, it's amazing to hear. Very, very happy for you. Congratulations. Great. Yeah, we have a visa. Amazing. Very happy. Keep us updated, John. I'm very happy for you. Squishy, is it safe to take a phone out? Squishy, depends where you are. So yes and no. In Cartagena, in Old Town, yes, you will see a lot of people taking picture. Outside of Cartagena, Old Town or Boca Grande, no. Barranquilla, depending yes, but I would not walk in Barranquilla with my phone like that, because a motorbike could just grab it. And in Medellin, yes, as well, you will see people in the Poblado take their phone out, but maybe not at 3 o'clock at night alone on the street, the newest iPhone. So I would not do stand around 20 minutes somewhere and take extensively pictures. Like if you see other people doing it, then I would do it. If I don't see anybody doing it, and don't just do it because other foreigners are doing it. Just do it when you see Colombians doing it. And then you should be fine. Don't drink on the first date, Keith is saying. These women have a game. You need to be on point. Yes, that is a good advice. I mean, you can drink on some dates and have a couple of beers or whatever. But yeah, if you go party and really get wasted and drunk with people you don't know, that's not the best idea. And that's where the opportunities come. And also, as I said, if you look for drugs, sex, whatever, then it's going to be a little bit more dangerous. Jamal is asking how much does a translator cost a day? Jamal, the translator is $20 per hour. So if you use for 8 hours, it would be $160 a day. Respect yourself, you are the price, understand that. Yes, Keith. And that's why you say respect yourself. That's why I really like saving yourself $5, $100, $150 and get in a danger just because you don't want to pay for a service, you don't want to pay for a date. Guys, you can get a date from us for $220 something on, and then every other introduction 125. So if that is too much for you, I understand, but you do get a lot of that service if you pay that. That is why there's a price, because we have officers, we have matchmakers, we have managers, we have people who are in that whole process. We are here to help you. As I said, I solve problems who are even in South Africa, if you're there. You know, I had a client now who went to the Dominican Republic, also one of my VIPs. He's in a relationship with her since a year, but they weren't able to see each other for a long time. So he really wanted to, like, for a couple of months, or I think 4 or 5 months, they weren't able to see each other, or 6 months. It was a long time already. And so he really wanted to go with her on a vacation. And they just went to the Dominican Republic. And actually, he came back today. He should have been coming back yesterday. So, and on the way there, they had a couple of problems with the communication. So she reached out to me, and they are dating, as I said, since a year. He has been my client since a year. She reached out to me, said, I cannot get hold of him. You know what's going on. And she was actually then in migration because she didn't have the reservation from the hotel. So I called him and he took care of it. And now today she called me again, said, I'm home now, but I haven't heard from him. Can you call him? Because I cannot. She hadn't had international calls. So I tried to take care of that. And then he already reached out to her. So everything was good. But that's why I'm saying we are here to help you. You know, we are here to make things happen even afterwards, and trying to help you to help this whole connection going, and you will not be alone. True, Maria, Paquilleras was a bit sketchy when I went. Yeah, and it has been getting worse and worse. Paquilleras 10 years ago was a great place to party for young people. When I was backpacking everything, I did then go there, and we had a great time, and I felt very safe in Paquilleras. Right now, it has been changing in the last couple of years. It's now been remodeling. Maybe it's getting better now. But also, I think it has been a little bit more sketchy. You should go a little bit more up to Provenza. It moved. Before, Paquilleras was the place to go and everybody went. Now it's more sketchy, more working girls party. And if you go up a little bit more up Poblado to Provenza, there you have really nice bars, restaurants, and it's a lot more safer. You will see a lot of police now. I saw a lot more police as well there, and safety and controlling the parties there. Because obviously it's a party town. I mean, there's a great party going on in Medellin. And people will have a great time. And it's especially, as I said, if you do have common sense, all good. So I think I talked a lot about that already. If I hire security guards, then I can wear bling, take my phone out, and do what I want. Squishy, I don't know if that is necessary. I would, in general, you do see most men and women do have a low profile. You don't see a lot of bling, bling, really. I mean, you do see when men or when rich people go here, for example, with their car to the restaurant, and in the restaurant, you do see people who have money and have bling, bling, but then you get in your car and you go back and you go home. So yeah, probably if you get a bodyguard, that might help, but I don't know if it's really necessary to draw that much of attention of you. Just don't use it. Stay out of El Centro, Eric Lee. Yeah, I would not go to El Centro really. If it's necessary, go to Poblado, Provenza, and Laureles. Trey, yes, we did raise the price already 1 year ago. It was usually 95, raised it to 125. Exactly. That was raised, I think, already more than 6 or 8 months ago. What else you're asking? What do women like from a man? Okay, we get to the interviews if you want. Let me show you an interview what women want from a man, and then we get with that. If you start off giving gifts, that will be all she see you for. Yeah, Keith, it's a balance, because the women do like the old traditional way. We'll see that Elizabeth is saying that in the interview, like they do want a man who court a woman, you know, like this courtshipping, like this really making her feel special and all that. So part of that is giving gifts, but not expensive gifts. It can be a couple of flowers. It can be a chocolate. It can be a little teddy bear, you know, gifts that are not more than $50. maybe not more than $80, whatever, those little gifts, but not iPhones, cars, apartments, plastic surgery, those kind of gifts, no, okay? So we have two women from Medellin. Maybe let me show you the two women we do have. Do not wear gold chains. Yeah, diamonds, gold chains. Like, try to keep a low profile. That's just my it's not safe to take out the phone while walking on the street. Guys on motorbike can snatch it. Yes, SK, I agree with you. You should not do it necessary. Bogota, never ever. Don't take it out in Bogota. If you want to go in Bogota and you want to talk to the phone, go inside of a store, take the phone out and talk, but not warning call like that. No. Also put your things in the front pockets, not in the back pockets. At the socials, how the women choosing to participate in the beauty pageant. Kids, anybody can participate. We just say, hey, who wants to participate? And everybody can participate. Some events we have 10 women, some events we have 40 women. So yeah, let's maybe get into the interviews of our two beautiful women so that you see some women tonight as well. Let me get into my notes here for a moment so that I can tell you their IDs. So we have Tatiana. Tatiana's IDs is 215102, and we have Elizabeth 214592. We can just show them all together, and then I will be back, and so you get an idea, and you can see that they are good women and what they're looking for. Elizabeth tells you a little bit as well, and you can and if you talk to people and get to know them and repeat dates and like really always go in the restaurants we recommend you, on the public places we recommend you, in the hotels we recommend you. Don't just go to any place somewhere, to private homes or stuff like that. Don't do that, right? But anyhow, let's go with Tatiana 215102 and Elizabeth 214592. See you in a minute.
AFA interviews. Tatiana.
Hola chicos, mi nombre es Tatiana, tengo 26 años, soy enfermera y auxiliar contable, soy de la ciudad de Bucaramanga, de una ciudad hermosa, hermosa, hermosa.
What are your hobbies?
Accesibles, dormir, cantar, gritar, escuchar música, comer y ocasionalmente viajar. Me gusta hacer mucho snorkeling, bucear, ir a la playa, viajar mucho.
What are you looking for in the agency?
Porque quiero una experiencia nueva, quiero vivir cosas nuevas, conocer personas nuevas, salir como de la monotonía que rodea mi día a día.
What attracts you in a man?
Su inteligencia, que sea muy inteligente, que respetuoso, que sea cariñoso, muy, muy educado. Eso atrae muchísimo.
How would you describe yourself?
Bueno, yo me considero que soy una persona muy alegre. Todo el tiempo estoy jodiendo. Me gusta estar aquí, me gusta estar allá. Me la paso cantando. Entonces soy una persona muy alegre, muy activa. Trabajo bastante también. Entonces en el sector salud trabajo tanto que caminando, que tengo que hacer las cosas con motivación. Entonces permanezco muy alegre.
What do you expect from a partner?
Cariño, mucho cariño. Yo siento que necesito ese apoyo emocional, que esté conmigo en las buenas y en las malas. Todo el tiempo me estoy demostrando que soy importante en su vida. No solamente que porque hoy está conmigo y ya mañana no. Quiero que todo el tiempo sea amoroso, cariñoso, tierno, detallista.
How do you show love?
Con las acciones. Me gusta mucho estar pendiente de esa persona. Todo el tiempo soy muy cariñosa. En la mañana, en la tarde, todo el tiempo soy muy cariñosa. Entonces creo que con las acciones demuestro mi amor más que con palabras.
Say 3 good things and 3 bad things about you.
Buenas, que soy muy alegre, que soy muy trabajadora y muy responsable, muy exigente también. Malas, que a veces cuando me enojo tengo un genio terrible cuando me hacen enojar, que son muy pocas veces. Otra cosa mala, que a veces me vuelvo muy perezosa. Hay días que me levanto así como que no quiero hacer nada. Y otra cosa mala, que a veces soy de poca fe.
How to make you fall in love.
Con detalles. Muchas sonrisas, que me hagan reír mucho. La persona que me haga reír, que me haga feliz, ya, con eso la gana.
Do you like to cook? What is your favorite food?
Sí, Pues cocinar tanto no, porque yo paso mucho tiempo trabajando, pero sí cuando cocino me gusta cocinar y mi plato favorito normalmente es el arroz con pollo y la limonada.
Would you be willing to live abroad with a gentleman?
Sí, estaría dispuesta.
Where would you like to travel with your partner?
No hay lugar, no hay destino, yo creo que cualquier lugar está bien con la persona correcta. Ok, chicos, les mando un saludo desde mi hermosa Colombia. Escríbanme, estoy en esta agencia con mucho amor y mucha actitud. Entonces escríbanme, mándenme mensajitos, hacemos videollamadas. Estoy disponible a responderle todos los mensajes, todo lo que quieran saber de mí. Soy un libro abierto, el que me quiera conocer. Les mando muchos saluditos, muchos abracitos. Mándenme un mensaje.
AFA Interviews. Elizabeth.
Hola, mucho gusto. Mi nombre es Elizabeth, tengo 27 años, vivo en la ciudad de Medellín y soy coordinadora de seguridad y salud en el trabajo.
What are your hobbies?
Me gusta mucho viajar, me gusta el cine, me gusta leer y me gusta actualmente hacer deporte, como caminar en el aire libre, en la zona urbana o en la zona rural.
What are you looking for in the agency?
Estoy buscando a mi caballero, a mi compañero de vida, a mi cómplice, a mi amante, a la persona que quiera pasar el resto de la vida a mi lado.
What attracts you in a man?
Que sea una persona empática, que sea una persona caballerosa, un hombre que tenga mucha confianza en sí mismo, alguien que sea respetuoso tanto conmigo como con los demás, los que lo rodean. Busco una persona que me brinde lealtad, que me brinde confianza, un cómplice de vida, alguien que me trate como una reina y yo lo trataré como un rey.
Would you be willing to have children?
Sí, pero ahora no de manera natural, debe ser de manera artificial, ya que hace poco me realicé una cirugía para no tener hijos. Actualmente tengo una niña de 10 años, no vive conmigo, vive fuera de la ciudad con mi madre.
How would you describe yourself?
Me describo como una persona alegre, aventurera, amorosa, amante de la vida. Me gusta mucho disfrutar cada momento y hacer que las otras personas disfruten también.
What do you have to offer in a relationship?
Yo a mi pareja le ofrecería 100% mi confianza, mi lealtad, mi atención absoluta. Obviamente sería la mujer más cariñosa, más atenta, más amorosa para él y obviamente una persona que va a estar ahí ayudándolo a crecer cada día.
Are you dominant or submissive?
Bueno, eso depende de la situación. Yo creo que soy versátil, me gusta tanto ser dominante como ser sumisa y lo mismo para mi pareja. Porque son roles diferentes, pero son roles que cuando lo disfrutas individualmente, cuando son la sensación de cada uno, es algo mágico, es algo único. Entonces me gustaría que obviamente mi pareja también sea igual.
Do you like to cook? What is your favorite food?
Sí, me gusta mucho la comida de mar, pero me queda mucho mejor la pasta. Mi plato favorito es el salmón ahumado.
How would your ideal first date be?
Mi primera cita ideal sería en un lugar en que los dos podamos ser únicos, podamos ser nosotros mismos, nos podamos desenvolver y podernos conocernos de la manera más natural, poder ser sinceros y poder mirarnos al rostro, a la cara y obviamente poder hablar de todo lo que queremos en la vida y cómo somos individualmente.
Would you be willing to live abroad with a gentleman?
Sí, estaría dispuesta a vivir en el extranjero, pero no solamente quedarme en algún lugar. Soy una persona muy aventurera, me gusta estar en diferentes países, diferentes lugares, conociendo nuevos idiomas y nuevas culturas.
How do you show love?
Hay 5 maneras de amor según varias historias, según varios libros. Yo doy amor a través del servicio, a través del tacto y a través de la atención.
How to make you fall in love?
Con detalles pequeños, como la confianza, como la verdad, que me sorprendan también, me gustan mucho las sorpresas y que sean caballeros como antes, que consultaban a veces incluso con una flor.
Eso es algo que hoy en día no se ve tanto. Bueno, a mi futuro esposo le diría que aquí está su compañera de vida, aquí está su cómplice, su amante, la persona que va a estar para él en los buenos y malos momentos y la persona que lo va a estar apoyando día tras día en su crecimiento. Welcome to Medellin.
So guys, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the two interviews with Elizabeth and with Tatiana. And yeah, you can see that we have normal, beautiful, great women in Medellin. Obviously, there are only two of our database. I think we have around 1,000 in Medellin. And so there's a lot of profiles, a lot of women to choose from. And I mean, as I said, there's a difference between a dating app and a premium matchmaking international service. I mean, where do you get those interviews? Even just what you saw today, just what the two interviews we just showed you, where do you get that? You get a lot better impression just how the woman is, who the woman is, just what we provide you. And then obviously you have to get to know that person, right? I mean, that is not what we can do for you. We can help you as much as we can to connect you with the person who really matches what you're looking for. But then obviously you have to get to know the person more and more and more and deepen and deepen and deepen the connection. I tell that the women all the time, that girls, I can just give you the profile of the man. I can give you the background form. I can tell you he has no criminal record. But if he is an angry man, I cannot really tell you. I mean, you have to you get to know him. And if he's angry and explosive all the time and you don't like that, then obviously you keep not dating that man, right? So I can give you obviously the paper, like that everything should be okay. But obviously you have to get to know the person. But even if there is a problem, as I said, even if things go not well, because obviously it's dating, it's international dating, it can happen. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but we are here to help you to get out of it, and you get support and she gets support. So I think that makes all the difference, especially nowadays where everything is so quick. So like there's this person and everything is just like on there and nobody has to make any effort, etc. So, and if you do a service like that, the women also know that you're more serious. So they do treat you differently than just any guy just coming through, nowhere. There is a difference really how they react. So yeah, guys, that about that. We have one more interview prepared, but we have a question here from Keith. Not a question, a comment. Keith, thank you. I already sent it to Daniela, who is here with me in the comments for tomorrow, so that we update that. I think, Keith, you sent me another profile we had and the problem with the weight. And I think we updated that, so I thought that was the same girl, but you were telling me that Carolina 210282 has in her profile that she is 370 pounds, and obviously she is not. If you look at her profile, she basically is very, very slim. So obviously that was a mistake. So will update that tomorrow. It might take us 2 days until it's updated on the website. But yeah, thank you for letting me know. Thank you really for that comment. We will update that as soon as possible, because obviously we are human beings. When we do like she submitted the form or she comes in the office and fills in her information, then we put it in the profile submission, and obviously we do that manually, so it can happen that we have a mistake. And so 370 pounds is obviously a mistake, so thank you for letting me know. We will update that right away tomorrow. Trey. Guys, I also would like to ask you a little bit for some positive input here, and also for some respect, because I had that in one of the shows. I think we had Ivana. And obviously there are women who are traditionally here, but there are also women who want to be a little bit more independent, and they work and they want to also provide for the family and themselves and be part of that whole thing. It doesn't mean that she's not oriented to the family, but let's also keep a positive tone with the women who come on the show and be respectful. And also Trey is asking, are the women worth the courting? That's the question. Trey, if you don't like the woman, or if you don't think that is a good woman, then you obviously will not court her. So I don't understand really where that comes from. And if you think that Colombian women are not worth courting them, then just don't go to Colombia and date in Colombia. But in general, I have been working with these women a long time and all over Colombia, and I have met amazing women, amazing people, have seen amazing couples. And yeah, it might not be for everybody, but yeah, definitely there are a lot of women who are worth courting, and you guys are looking for traditional women. So she's also looking for a traditional man. And what is a traditional man trait? Let me know. What does a traditional man do? And so, yeah, maybe not every woman is worth it, but you will find out, right? Somebody was asking, how do I find out if the woman likes me, or what should I do? And there was Oral asking, how do you screen the ladies to know who generally wants love from those who aren't? Oral, obviously, if a woman tells me I want to meet the love of my life, right? I know I have to believe that first thing, and you will probably believe that too. But now you're going out with 5 women, or you're meeting 3 women. Let's make it easy. Let's make it 3, right? So you go out with 3 women, they all tell you they want love. They all tell you they want to have a husband, right? So what makes the difference? You have to get to know the person. You see the behavior. A woman who's not really going to be looking for love and a husband, she will treat you differently than the woman who's just looking for money. And you will see that very quickly. And you will see the behavior very quickly. If she, after the first date or on the first date, is already telling you how many chronic, like financial problems she has, maybe she's looking for a solution to support her in a short term, right? But you see her, if she texts you, if she's with you, if she likes you. And obviously there are women who can manipulate like that, and obviously sex is a weapon to use. But you will see with time, and that's why I always say don't rush, guys. Don't rush into that relationship. Date people, date the woman you like for a couple of months and get to know her. Get to know the friends, get to know the family, get to know her social media. Look at her status, look at her past, look at whatever it is necessary, but don't go blindly into that. It is normal, yeah? So who you generally know wants love from you. So you will see that a woman like Elizabeth said that, like, when we let a woman love, we love with all our heart. And you can see that, like, they send you little messages and they think of you and they think about the breakfast you like and little details. They might not come out around with a huge gift because financially she cannot afford it, but she will come up with little attentive details. And if she's replying to your message and if she's looking for the communication and it comes from both sides, you will see a person who's motivated, a person where you always have to do everything again and again and again and again for months. And then you get a little bit of attention, then she asks for money. That is probably not a serious woman. Okay. Colombian bound, I think it's just personal responsibility as an adult to be able to take care of our own personal necessities at a bare minimum. Colombian bound, this is kind of taking out of the context. Maybe there were a couple of more comments there. So I don't know what you're referring to. Maybe saying that the woman should take up your own personal necessities. That's why I always say the guys, like if the woman start asking for money or thing, I said, guys, the women were okay in living and alive before you came and solved their financial problems. Obviously, it's always nice to have some support, but she has to earn it, right? It is a process. You won't give her a castle right away. You will give her a house, just an exaggeration, right? But I'm saying you step by step, you will test her. It will give you time. You will see how the behavior is. You can determine if a person likes you and is liking you and how she reacts. I mean, just look at your friends. How do you are in a friendship? What does a friend, how do they react, right? So you will see that quite easily. And yes, I do think the woman can take care of their personal necessities. I think so. Most of them can. Some do have, obviously, a difficult economical situation, but you're not responsible to solve that, especially not in the first month, right? So everything is just communication, getting to know. And if you just don't willing to support a person financially, then you have to make that clear from the beginning and maybe looking for somebody who doesn't need it that much. We have lawyers, we have doctors. Obviously, a lawyer or a doctor in Colombia doesn't earn the same as a lawyer or a doctor in the US. Still a difference economically, and a woman still needs probably support from a man, and you're looking for a traditional woman. So I think if both are motivated and it is reciprocated, that one is good. But the problem is you have to understand when there is she's abusing it, taking advantage of it. And so you will feel that. And if not, ask me, ask Manuela, ask Claudia, ladies, everybody who's here doing that. Yeah. Eric Lee, the AFA staff takes care of the clients. Thank you, Eric. Yeah, that's what we do. We try. And so that's what we always want, you to be happy and to be successful. That's our aim. So guys, let's get into the last interview before we end the show for tonight. So we have another couple a testimonial prepared from our couples. Their names are Michael and Gabriela, and Gabriela is from Medellin. They met on the last September Medellin tour. Michael is alive, imagine. He is alive and he's happy, and he is very excited to marry Gabriela in the future. They got engaged a couple of weeks or month ago, not just a couple of weeks ago. It hasn't been a long time, I think a month ago. And I just talked to him today, so I know that he's alive, he's well, they're doing great, they're happy. And they met in September. He will be back next month. And yeah, they are working on getting her to the United States, being happy together. And that is our next couple interview from Medellin, our last Medellin tour. So I hope you guys get really motivated to join us on the next Medellin tour next month. Let me just confirm before we get into the interview exactly the date. I think it's the 22nd of February, but please bear with me for a second. Barranquilla, January 25th. Medellin, 22nd of February. So if you guys still looking to go and meet your future wife, we had so many engagements, so many great couples from that last tour in Medellin. So I really, really look forward to seeing you in Medellin. But guys, we go with Gabriela. Let me see if I have her ID. No, she has no ID anymore because she's, I think, probably already removed. So Gabriela and Michael. So from Medellin, from last Medellin tour.
AFA couple testimonial. Michael and Gabriela.
So I'm here now with Mike and Gabriela, and it's their second date. They had the first date yesterday in the morning, breakfast, and then today the city tour. So it seems like the breakfast date was a great date. So if not, you wouldn't be here. How's it going, Michael? Y hola, Gabi, ¿cómo vas?
Muy bien, muchas gracias.
Michael, can you tell us where you come from, how old you are, what you're doing? Like, just shortly, because some men are watching that like, I'm like him, you know, I can do that too. So
I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. I'm 52 years old, and I'm a data architect. I work from home.
And first time for you, Colombia? No, you have been. Yeah,
first time.
And why Colombia?
Um,
Why Medellin?
I just read good things about it and wanted to see what it was like. And I've been to other South American countries,
Okay.
and this wasn't one I'd been to before.
Okay, good. And did you watch the videos? Did you see some of the tours before online? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So that's why you also said, okay, that's one of the reasons because you haven't used AFA before, did you?
No. When I
Okay.
was in Costa Rica, I
Okay.
ran into some people there, and they had good things to say. So when I went home, I saw the videos and watched and decided at one point, why not?
So pero van bien hasta ahora. You have a good time together. I can see that. And you keep on getting to know each other. Yeah? No
Sí,
se van a seguir
hasta
conociendo.
ahora feliz y encantadora de conocer un caballero como él, ya que hasta el momento ha sido muy generoso, muy educado y ha sido muy agradable compartir tanto el día de ayer como hoy con
Qué
él.
bueno.
Sí, claro, ha sido un momento muy agradable porque yo le decía a él, cada instante contigo es algo que vale la pena ya que el tiempo se va recortando por su regreso a América, pero ha disfrutado mucho de la ciudad, de las cosas que tenemos acá.
Y Gaby, ¿qué estás buscando en un hombre? ¿Qué estás buscando en general? Casarte, hijos, ¿qué quieres?
Bueno, lo que yo dije ayer en el evento AFA y es que desde que me inscribí a la agencia el objetivo mío es encontrar un buen caballero, una persona con la que yo pueda terminar de construir mi último proyecto, porque gracias a Dios todos los he construido, y es terminar de construir juntos una familia.
¿Quieres hijos?
Sí, claro, me encantaría ser
Cuidado,
madre. Me encantaría tener la experiencia de ser madre y de construir una familia.
Okay.
Entonces, por eso me inscribí a la agencia con el objetivo de que aquí encontraría ese caballero.
And what about you, Michael? What are you looking for?
I'm looking for someone to spend time with, to share all of the good things that God has blessed me with, and someone to grow old together with.
And you would like to have children, or are you open?
I have children already, but I'm open that if Gabby wants to have one of her
To have
own,
one more?
that I would, of course.
How old are your children?
17, 15, and 12.
Oh, 3. Okay, great.
All girls.
All girls. Oh, good. That's great. So maybe a son would be great. But who knows? So that's good. We're going good.
Muchas
Estamos
gracias.
vamos bien.
Buen trabajo el de la
Yay,
conferencia.
vamos bien.
So it's Wednesday morning and I'm here with Michael and Gabriela. Michael is about to leave to the airport but Michael had an amazing week, what I could see. We were having the last interview with you two, I think on Saturday on the city tour, which was your first date. And since then you never separated, right?
That's true.
So every day you went out with Gabi?
Yes.
Every single day from the first moment?
Yes.
Okay, and how did it develop from the first date from Saturday until today? What is different today?
Well, we know each other much better. We know more about what we want out of life and what our next steps are.
And you are serious already. Like, you asked her to be your girlfriend on Sunday in Guatapé. You went to Guatapé together. And why her? What made you fall in love with her?
She's just very sweet. There's chemistry. We have a lot in common. We want the same things.
What do you want?
Companionship, love,
Children?
Yes.
Possibly?
Possibly.
Okay. Okay. Desde el primer día, prácticamente, tú fuiste al evento el viernes.
Sí.
Y desde el sábado del City Tour pasaban todo el tiempo juntos.
Fue algo muy agradable porque antes del evento tuve la oportunidad de conocerlo para un desayuno. Entonces en ese momento, a la hora de llegar al evento, ya teníamos como esa química y ya habíamos compartido y fue algo muy agradable.
So you spend a lot of time together already.
Yes.
Yeah, basically. Entonces, ¿y por qué Michael?
Bueno, la verdad tiene el prototipo y el perfil del hombre que he buscado en mi vida, puesto que en el momento de ver su foto me llamó mucho la atención sus ojos, para mí son los favoritos, y a medida que lo fui conociendo me di cuenta de la calidad de hombre que es, lo generoso, lo tranquilo, lo amoroso, miles de cosas que en 5 días nunca pensé sentir, porque ha sido una experiencia súper agradable y lo único que he hecho es darle gracias a Dios y al universo y a ustedes como empresa o como compañía por la oportunidad, porque yo sé que si no hubiera sido por medio de ustedes, nosotros no hubiéramos tenido como esa forma de conocernos y yo no hubiera tenido esta bonita oportunidad de estar en este momento con este bello caballero.
Qué linda, Gaby, gracias. Nosotros muy contentos por ustedes también. So, everything's going very well, it seems. Él te pidió ser su novia el domingo.
Eso fue ayer. Fue algo muy, muy agradable porque era lo que yo más anhelaba. Y han sido momentos felices cada instante con él. La única desventaja es que el tiempo está corriendo muy rápido y entonces yo siento como que no hemos compartido lo suficiente. Lastimosamente, pues él tiene que regresar a su vida y no significa que porque regrese acá va a terminar, sino que acá inicia la historia de algo muy bonito.
Así es, esa es la idea.
Entonces, cuando él vio mi perfil y sintió que se adaptaba y que teníamos todas esas cosas en común, yo dije, este es el indicado. Es blanco como me encantan, no soy racista, pero me fascinan los hombres blancos, tiene los ojos más hermosos del mundo y se adapta a mi perfil, que es lo más importante.
Great. So, from now on, a partir de ahora, ¿cuánto se van a volver a ver? Es la pregunta. When do you going to see each other?
I would come back in maybe November just to visit, and then we will take the next steps to see what it will take to get her back to the United States so that we can be together.
Yeah, okay. So everything is going good. Tienen una base ya hecha muy, muy linda, entonces yo creo que todo va a estar muy bien.
Muchísimas gracias.
Okay. Muchas gracias a ustedes.
Keep an open mind, have the right attitude, and anything's possible.
Anything is possible. I love that. So maybe we end with a little kiss for the camera.
Sure.
Un besito. Boyfriend and girlfriend, a relationship, and hopefully forever. So muchísimas gracias. Bye bye.
Come back last time here. Hope you enjoyed that couple interview of one of our testimonials from Michael and Gabriela. Very happy couple, very successful, met on the last Medellin tour in September. So we still have spaces left for Medellin next month. So you can still sign up. We also have Barranquilla still spaces left for next week. So if you want to go to a different city, as I said, Barranquilla, the weather is amazing right now. We also have Cartagena coming up in April. Weather amazing as well. Great time to go as well. So you're going to have a really good time. And as I said, we take care of you. We help you. We love you to see you happy and successful. So yeah, hopefully I can welcome you in one of our cities, in one of our offices, with one of our matchmakers, using one of our services. And if you need anything, please just reach out to us. You have our email there, you have our phone number there. You saw the interview, and it has been an amazing tour. You see how many things we do on a tour. You saw maybe my face even on the interview. I was already very sick in that morning. I hadn't even had a voice anymore. We did so much that week. I interviewed so many people. We met so many couples. I was really out of energy battery. I was really affected already. My eyes were rolling out of my thing. But I wanted really to get that couples interview of Gabriela and Michael. It was his last day. So I hope you enjoyed that anyhow. And yeah, you can wear an Apple Watch, Colombia bound. Yes, in general, you can wear things, and especially I'm just saying huge diamond things and stuff like that. But yeah, you can use an Apple Watch. You have an iPhone. It's just not, as I said, showing it everywhere, and also taking transportation, taxis or Ubers to go to different places that make sense, and not walk everywhere at any time. Yeah. So I hope to see you guys here, hopefully in 2 weeks. Next week, Manuela will be with you before the Barranquilla tour. I hope to see you maybe on the Barranquilla tour next week, if somebody decides to go still. If not, in Medellin, and if not in any of our other cities, any of our other services. If you have any questions, please reach out. Looking forward to see you soon, guys. Have a happy evening. Bye-bye. Happy week.
AFA interviews. Elizabeth.
Hola, mucho gusto. Mi nombre es Elizabeth, tengo 27 años, vivo en la ciudad de Medellín y soy coordinadora de seguridad y salud en el trabajo.
What are your hobbies?
Me gusta mucho viajar, me gusta el cine, me gusta leer y me gusta actualmente hacer deporte, como caminar en el aire libre, en la zona urbana o en la zona rural.
What are you looking for in the agency?
Estoy buscando a mi caballero, a mi compañero de vida, a mi cómplice, a mi amante, a la persona que quiera pasar el resto de la vida a mi lado.
What attracts you in a man?
Que sea una persona empática, que sea una persona caballerosa, un hombre que tenga mucha confianza en sí mismo, alguien que sea respetuoso tanto conmigo como con los demás, los que lo rodean. Busco una persona que me brinde lealtad, que me brinde confianza, un cómplice de vida, alguien que me trate como una reina y yo lo trataré como un rey.
Would you be willing to have children?
Sí, pero ahora no de manera natural, debe ser de manera artificial, ya que hace poco me realicé una cirugía para no tener hijos. Actualmente tengo una niña de 10 años, no vive conmigo, vive fuera de la ciudad con mi madre.
How would you describe yourself?
Me describo como una persona alegre, aventurera, amorosa, amante de la vida. Me gusta mucho disfrutar cada momento y hacer que las otras personas disfruten también.
What do you have to offer in a relationship?
Yo a mi pareja le ofrecería 100% mi confianza, mi lealtad, mi atención absoluta. Obviamente sería la mujer más cariñosa, más atenta, más amorosa para él, y obviamente una persona que va a estar ahí ayudándolo a crecer cada día.
Are you dominant or submissive?
Bueno, eso depende de la situación. Yo creo que soy versátil, me gusta tanto ser dominante como ser sumisa, y lo mismo para mi pareja, porque son roles diferentes, pero son roles que cuando lo disfrutas individualmente, cuando son la sensación de cada uno, es algo mágico, es algo único. Entonces me gustaría que obviamente mi pareja también sea igual.
Do you like to cook? What is your favorite food?
Sí, me gusta mucho la comida de mar, pero me queda mucho mejor la pasta. Mi plato favorito es el salmón ahumado.
How would your ideal first date be?
Mi primera cita ideal sería en un lugar en que los dos podamos ser únicos, que podamos ser nosotros mismos, nos podamos desenvolver y podernos conocernos de la manera más natural, poder ser sinceros y poder mirarnos al rostro, a la cara y obviamente poder hablar de todo lo que queremos en la vida y cómo somos individualmente.
Would you be willing to live abroad with a gentleman?
Sí, estaría dispuesta a vivir en el extranjero, pero no solamente quedarme en algún lugar. Soy una persona muy aventurera. Me gusta estar en diferentes países, diferentes lugares, conociendo nuevos idiomas y nuevas culturas.
How do you show love?
Hay 5 maneras de amor según varias historias, según varios libros. Yo doy amor a través del servicio, a través del tacto y a través de la atención.
How to make you fall in love?
Con detalles pequeños, como la confianza, como la verdad, que me sorprendan también, me gustan mucho las sorpresas y que sean caballeros como antes, que consultaban a veces incluso con una flor. Eso es algo que hoy en día no se ve tanto. Bueno, a mi futuro esposo le diría que aquí está su compañera de vida, aquí está su cómplice, su amante, la persona que va a estar para él en los buenos y malos momentos y la persona que lo va a estar apoyando día tras día en su crecimiento. Welcome to Medellin.